guys, just Jessica here, and in today's video I wanted to share with you guys how I schedule our homeschool days with 3 kids. And so we do more of a routine than really a schedule, because we don't necessarily start at a particular time or anything like that. We just kind of do the same routine every day. And so here goes. Our day starts something like this. Whenever everyone wakes up, which is usually sometime between 8 and 8:30, the kids have their breakfast, and sometimes that means they grab something easy, and sometimes I fix breakfast, and then I grab my cup of coffee, and we all sit on the couch, and while the kids eat their breakfast, I read aloud for the day. And this just kind of gets us all, in the mood to get going. It's something that the kids can do while they're still waking up and while they're having their breakfast. So we usually read depending on how long the chapters are, and I read aloud 1 to 2 chapters first thing in the morning. And then after I read aloud after breakfast, we clean up for a minute, clean up everything from breakfast, and then the kids will usually go get dressed and then come back in, and we will do our pledge and our prayer and our Bible class and scripture memory. And so we all do that together in the morning, and that is actually becoming kind of our longest segment of the day, because our kids are just loving our Bible program so much that they want to talk about it and discuss it and show me kind of what they drew in their notebooking journals and that kind of thing, and tell me kind of what's on their mind or what they're thinking. And I just love it. Like, we're having conversations, and our Bible classes, we're not even getting done with 1 lesson a day. We're doing about 2 lessons over the whole week, because it's just turning into these great discussions, and the kids want to dig deeper, and I'm just kind of going with them, following their lead. And so that is awesome. So we spend, depending on the day, 30 minutes to an hour, even sometimes like an hour and 15 minutes, just doing our morning routine, which is mostly Bible. We do some scripture memory too every day, but our actual Bible course is what is taking the bulk of our time in the morning, and I love it. So then after that, if we are going to do their running program or any sort of like scheduled set PE, like right now they're wanting to run 50 miles by the end of the year. Each mile needs to be under 12 minutes. So these are goals that we've kind of set for ourselves. And if we're going to do that, then we usually do it right after Bible. In the heat of the day, it's just about unbearable here where we are. So anyway, we usually go before it gets too awful hot outside and get our running done. And then when we come back, of course, the kids will freshen up and maybe grab a snack, a Gatorade, and they kind of go their separate ways. And so what that means is I have blocked off our independent work that each kid does in like 3 block kind of rotations, and that is language arts, math, and what we just call independent work. I guess it all kind of falls under independent work, because they do it independently. It's not something that I lead necessarily. As a family, they all have their own structured, language arts courses and math courses and that kind of thing. But math is done primarily on their own, because it is an internet course. So what happens is when they do their independent work, they come and they grab what we call their work boxes, and I'll do another video on their work boxes and what's in their work boxes and that kind of thing. But they come grab their work boxes, and my youngest, my 3-year-old, is the first one up to do her independent lessons for the day. And so then that's when she has me. So my oldest, my son, then goes to math, and so he grabs a laptop and usually goes and jumps on my bed and he does math. And then my oldest daughter does her what we call independent work, which is handwriting, typing, and piano lessons. And so she'll do whatever I've assigned her in handwriting, which is usually a page or two in her book and whatever scripture we're memorizing that week. And then she'll do her typing lesson for the day, and then she'll practice piano for about 15 to 20 minutes during that time. And so while my older two are doing work that they can do on their own, I am focused on my 3-year-old, and we're just learning the alphabet or playing or reading books. Just really, I just kind of follow her lead in that area because she is so young, and we're not on any kind of time schedule with her. I'm just letting her kind of lead the way, and we're doing what she wants to do during her mommy time. So then after that, when we've all kind of finished that rotation, we rotate again, and my oldest daughter then comes to language arts with me. Their language arts does require, you know, a parent usually to be present for the first little while, because it's things like dictation or reading things to your parents, going over vocabulary words, spelling, checking spelling, that kind of thing. And so each child, when they do their language arts, that's their time with mom. And so after our first rotation, my oldest comes to language arts. My son goes from math to his independent work, which for him is handwriting, state history, and piano practice. And then my youngest, really, I just cut her loose to do whatever she wants to do. She can play learning games on the tablet. She can even watch you know, little Einstein's DVD in my room on my bed, or she can play, sit in my lap, whatever she wants to do during that time. And so then that's our second rotation. And then after my 2 big kids kind of finish with what they have, then my oldest daughter goes to math, and my son comes to me for language arts. And so that's kind of our last independent rotation of the day. Depending on what time it is when we get done with that, we might stop and have lunch, and if it's beautiful weather outside, and if they're, you know, if they want to go out, usually I'll cut them loose, let them play for an hour or so, just whatever they want to play. Or sometimes, like if it's raining or we have somewhere to be in the afternoon, we'll go on ahead with our last thing of the day. But typically at some point after lunch, we all gather back together and we do our last family subject of the day, which is either history or science. And I have them on a rotation. We do history 3 days a week, science 2 days a week. And so we usually all come together and do that one last time. And then that's when I'm kind of like, okay, school's out, you know, it's free time. You're free to do whatever it is that you want to do from here on out for the rest of the day. So that's kind of the routine that we've fallen into, and I think that it's working well for us. We're still able to have, even with all of that, we still only work from, you know, about 9 to 2, sometimes even closer to 1, depending on just what the lessons entail and how much discussion goes on about that stuff. But we're enjoying it. And I think that our rotation that we have going on is really good. Everybody gets mom for language arts, so when there's dictation or spelling that has to be done or checking grammar or anything, I'm right there with them. And because their math program is on the computer, you know, when they have a question, they're absolutely free to you know, to ask me, and I'll go in there and check on them when I'm finished with whoever is working on their language arts. But our rotation system seems to be working really good, and it seems to be really efficient too here at the house for, you know, everybody kind of getting their work done. And 2, it keeps my older 2 from trying to compete with each other. I really didn't want them working on the same subjects at the same time because they are competitive, and I knew that it would turn into a race, and I didn't want it to be a race. So I kind of rigged it where they couldn't race against each other on that. So anyway, that's how it's working for us. It's been working good so far, so I guess we'll just stick with it. And I appreciate you guys hanging in with me and watching my video. Feel free to like or subscribe to my channel if you're interested in more videos like this. If you're interested in following our homeschool journey, I am a newbie, like fresh off the farm. Just started homeschooling this year, but so far so good, and I really feel like it's been a good move for our family as a whole. So anyway, thanks for watching my videos, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.